din 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 din. Hey everyone, it's Mike the Star Turtle, and today I'll be reviewing the Hong Kong action comedy classic Jackie Chan's Police Story, starring and directed by Jackie himself. Now, even here, most people probably know who Jackie Chan is, because he's actually been in a lot of American movies, unlike most Hong Kong stars, which have been in a few and didn't usually work out, unfortunately. But yeah, he's been in quite a few American films, most of them pretty bad, unfortunately. I mean, there's a couple decent ones, like Rush Hour, the first Rush Hour, at least, and I know there's a lot of people like Shanghai Noon, and I haven't actually seen The Spy Next Door. I'm probably not going to because it's a kiddie movie, but I've heard mixed reviews about that. I heard it's not that as far as kiddie movies go, it's actually not that bad. They did movies like The Tuxedo, which don't exist and we will never speak of again. But Hong Kong in the 80s, that was when he was at his absolute prime. He was cranking out like 7 or 8 movies a year, which, I mean, they filmed movies, at the time at least, they filmed movies pretty quickly back over there. Like, sometimes they'd film movies in less than a month. Yeah, this is the period when he was at his absolute prime. He was doing all his own stunts. He was breaking his bones, getting seriously injured in the process, almost died a couple times. But he was awesome. And he's regretting it now. He's still pretty spry for his age now, but you can tell he's not as physical as he used to be, because he can't be. He's old, and his bones are probably, well, after all those injuries. But this movie, if you've never actually seen many Hong Kong films, this is probably a good accessible thing to start out with, because the plot's simple. In fact, really. It really doesn't need to be there. It's just an excuse for the action scenes and for the slapstick comedy bits. In fact, if you like badass action, you'll like this movie. However, if you're one of those people who really doesn't like slapstick comedy, then I suppose you may not be into it as much. But I would at least watch this movie for the action scenes, even if you're not into that. But if you like slapstick and you like action like me, then you will enjoy the hell out of this movie. Yeah, the plot in a nutshell is Jackie Chan's this Hong Kong narcotics detective, part of a special unit. They just pretty much had the French Connection style bust of a lifetime, and which leads to a pretty huge gunfight / car chase through a shantytown, where they apparently filmed in their actual shantytown in Hong Kong and actually destroyed it. I hope all the homeless people there were compensated. But yeah, precursor to that scene in Bad Boys 2. That Bad Boys 2 ripped off. But yeah, then they just want to make sure the case goes straightened out, the trial goes okay, and the drug kingpin that they busted has a few tricks up his sleeve. And yeah, and at the same time, Jackie Chan's character Kaku, his name is in the movie, is also trying to maintain his relationship with his girlfriend, played by Maggie Cheung, who's actually she's one of those actresses who's actually played a lot of badass female characters. She was actually in Hero, with Jet Li and Donnie Yen, Tony Leung. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie, but that's a good movie. Check it out. And but in this movie though, she's more of, for lack of a better word, a punching bag for the bad guys. But she's kind of annoying. But there's a number of other characters too. There's Raymond Chow, the Jackie Chan's police captain, who's a young guy, clearly was there through his connections rather than merit, and is pretty much just out for a promotion. And his Bill Tong, his immediate superior, I forget what his rank is, but he apparently knows Kaku from the past, and they had a history. He's like a mentor. And there's a number of other characters, played by actors who Jackie Chan normally works with, like most notably Mars, his buddy Mars, as Big Mouth Kim, who's part of this pretty hilarious slapstick sequence. Oh yeah, and there's the main villain's mole, who they're trying to turn against the villain. Yeah, I don't remember their names because it's been a while since I watched this. But like I said, you don't really need to know anyone's name. You just need to know the archetypes and need to know, and nothing else. Just this movie's fun to watch. It's ridiculous. It's not exactly very intelligent, but it's fun. That's what you're going to watch this movie for. You watch the movie for fun. Like one of the more hilarious bits is when Jackie Chan is he's briefly transferred to this other place. Basically this police information center with a bunch of phones, and like he's the only operator there for like an hour. And basically, this whole scene involving phone cords and some ramen and some makeshift chopsticks out of pencils. That's I'm not going to go into, but let's share. It's a pretty awesome sequence. And of course, there's that fat ass final fight in the mall, which it's not quite as epic as that car chase through the Shantytown in the beginning, but it's still pretty badass. And there's the one thing about Jackie Chan. Whenever he has a fight scene, there's a really awesome badass use of both props and locations. A lot of broken glass in that final fight. In fact, originally it was supposed to be like safety glass, but because or like sugar glass, I think they called it. But because they wanted to try to make it look a little bit more realistic, they ended up making it thicker than it was usually supposed to be, and so there were actually a lot of guys actually got a little bit cut up when they were filming it. So a lot of the cuts and bruises you see, Jackie and the other people who were in the scene, those are actually real cuts and bruises. Yeah, that's a fun sequence. Yeah, Jackie Chan, like I said, directed this movie. He directed a few movies. Like, he directed the sequel to this, and he directed the Project A movies. And I think he's probably directed a few others that I'm not thinking off the top of my head. I don't know if I've seen them. But he's actually... Yeah, I mean, he's actually... Like, I know lately he's come into his own as an actor in addition to an action star and a comedian. Like, he's been in some movies where he actually gives a pretty good performance. But a lot of people still don't realize, even fans, that he was actually... don't realize he was actually a pretty good filmmaker in his own right, too. Like, he's a good director. Like, this is a really well-directed movie. All his movies he's made are pretty well-directed. Like, I'm gonna review the sequel to this, Police Story 2. I'm gonna review the Project A movies at some point, too, and I'll go more into this. But yeah, he never got recognition as a filmmaker. He should have. And also, he sings the main theme to this movie. Or, like, a big thing in Hong Kong was that every major actor and actress has to do some pop music at some point in their careers. And every major pop star has to do some acting at some point in their careers, too. Like, let's look at Andy Lau. But Jackie's actually a pretty decent singer, and like he actually sings a lot of songs for his movies. Like, the song for this movie is pretty good. The song for Drunken Master 2 is a pretty badass song too. And yeah, he's a pretty good singer. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, whether or not you like the music that's a matter of opinion, but I think he's a good singer. I'm trying to think if there's anything else more to say, but yeah. This is a good action movie, good action, lighthearted action, comedy type movie. If you like that kind of stuff, then you'll enjoy it. In fact, this is probably the Hong Kong equivalent to Beverly Hills Cop. It's not like like I said, there's not that much raunchy humor in it like there is in Beverly Hills Cop, but this is kind of like their equivalent of an action cop comedy movie. If you like movies like that, you'll enjoy this. I will admit, the movie can be a bit misogynistic at points. Like, they correct that a little bit in the next movie. But, like, both Maggie Cheung's character, May, that's her character's name, and the gangster's Mole, they both get slapped around a lot in this movie. Not by Jackie himself, but by other people. And, yeah, I would not blame women for not liking those aspects of this movie. There's actually a female equivalent to these movies. I believe the Inspectors Wear Skirt series. Yeah, the Inspector Wear Skirt series. With I don't remember if Maggie Cheung was in it, but I know there's a lot of famous Hong Kong actresses in there. But that series, unfortunately, has yet to be released anywhere in the West on DVD or Blu-ray. So I don't know if we'll ever get it at this point. But hopefully we'll get that. But yeah, like I said, this movie is a bit misogynistic. So this will be warned going into that if you're sensitive to that kind of stuff. But if you like action comedies, then this movie is worth a watch. Even if you don't like comedies, if you still like action, this movie is worth a rent just for that. Just watch the action scenes, because the action scenes are pretty fucking badass. So yeah, and I'll be probably reviewing Police Story 2 in the near future.